Hello you guys and welcome to my channel. My name is Mandy and today I am going to join in the teacher tag for this month, which is how we make math fun. I came up with quite a few different ideas for things that you can do on like a minimal budget, or if you just cannot, maybe you don't want to spend the money or cannot spend the money on extra math resources and types of things, or just don't have the space for them. Maybe you're trying to be minimal. I'm kind of in both boats right now. So that is going to be like the theme of my ideas today. I'm so glad to be joining this collab for the third month in a row. We already did 2 months, where last month was how I plan my homeschool, and the first one was meet the teacher. So today it's how we make math fun. And there are so many other resources out there and so many other ideas. Just even from this playlist, I did get to watch a couple before I was filming, and to be honest, there are so many ways to make math fun, but today I'm going to focus more on how to do it with just minimal and low cost items. So if you're interested in that, I hope that you will stick around and hear what my ideas are as a homeschool mom for the first year, I guess second year, because last year I homeschooled too pretty much, and a classroom teacher of 10 years, although this is the first year I am not teaching in a classroom. So this is a collab with Jessica from the Waldock Way, as well as Abby from Rooted in Rest, and many other homeschool moms or families out there, and they're all below in the playlist. So make sure to check out that playlist and some of those other channels. Thank you for being here, and let's get started. Okay, so I am just hanging out on my couch right now. I really didn't want to film at my desk or anything, so hopefully the lighting and everything is okay, but I do have a couple notes here so I don't forget to talk about those things, and then a couple samples. So the first thing that I do want to mention is we use the Good and the Beautiful math, the current, most current math, and he's in second grade. My son is in second grade, and we absolutely love it. He just said today during our lesson how he thinks math is really fun. And the lesson that we worked on was basically, I think we do have the math box, and we used the tiles that have the star and the on one side and the number on the other side. And we don't always use manipulatives, but that's the only manipulative we use today, and he just really liked it. We pulled 3. It instructed us to pull 3 numbers each and make the biggest number we can, and then you add 10 or 100 more or less, or subtract, and he had a lot of fun with that. What I have found that my son and many of my students in the past have had most fun with something manipulative wise, but also very pretty simple, with not too much instruction needed or too many steps. And that's honestly the most fun that I have noticed in my career as a teacher and as a mom. The most fun that the kids end up having. Partially too, it's nice for the teacher or the mom because you don't have to set up a whole bunch of stuff and then come to find out that it wasn't, necessary because they didn't even like it or whatever. So kind of having something to do with their hands, but keeping it pretty simple and not too much to have to think about is definitely where we find we have the most fun with math. So the first thing that I wanted to mention, in addition to our regular curriculum that I'm so glad that we found and are blessed to have, is dice. Okay, so yes, you can, pay, dice can get pretty up there, but we just have a lot of these foamy dice so they don't make a lot of noise on the table, and or if they hit something, they're not that big of a deal. But then we also, so some of them have the numbers and some of them have the dots. We also have some dice. I just kind of collect the dice. We have some that are like, I think this one goes up to 9. This one goes up to 12. This one is this 9 also. We just have some very random dice. This one goes up to 20. And we do a lot of math with dice. We roll it and subtract or add or figure out, you know, like who has the bigger number or greater than, less than. I mean, you can do so much with this, and you can just make like a T-chart. You can make it into a game. I've had my son do like, you know what, do 10 problems, roll 2 dice, however you want, that kind of stuff. And then there's also ways that you can incorporate your current lesson for like review by using dice. You can do math facts. I mean, you can do so much with dice. You can look it up online and find tons of things you can do with dice. And I think that is a fun way to, that we have found fun for math, and definitely a lot of review and math facts practice. Something else that we like to use are cards. Now, as you can see, these are really used, but there are so many different things. You can play war, you can, you know, have each of you put 2 down and add them up, and whoever gets the smallest or biggest number wins. You know, just a lot of addition, multiplication. You can look games up online with cards too, but like I said, this video is going to be mainly with like the minimal amount of money to spend, as well as things you probably have lying around the house. So one idea that I did want to share that we love is I will give my son, say we're working on 6s, I will give him the 6 card to hold with him, and then I will lay all of these other cards out to make a trail in the house. And as he goes with his 6 to that card, let's say this one was laying down, so it's a 10, he would do 6 plus 10. And then he could pick that card up and then move to the next card, 6 plus 2, say the answer, pick that up, go to the next card, and so on. And you can do that with addition. You could do it with subtraction, just give them a higher number in their hand. You can do it with multiplication. And you could do this same idea by making up problems on your own and laying them in a trail around your house. And then at the end of the trail, there's a fun surprise and, or prize, I should say. And it just makes it a little more fun. Cards are something you probably have lying around that you could definitely incorporate, and they're quick and easy to get out and put away as well, which is definitely helpful for this mama over here. Post-it notes I have found to be really fun. I'll just write a review problem on it or a number, and then we might, you know, stick them all over the door, and then he can throw the ball at the answer, or he can run and go get the answer. I might have him create problems, and then he sticks them around the house and has me go and find things. So that's another fun thing of something that you have probably around the house, are sticky notes. Again, looking up ideas, the possibilities are endless for sticky notes as well. A couple other things are like my son likes to make quizzes for me, so sometimes he will just make different quizzes of things that we've gone over, or I'll have him look over the past few lessons that we did in our curriculum, and he will pull a couple different problems and I will take the quiz. He really likes to do that kind of stuff. I know a lot of kids like to quiz others and turn around and be the teacher, so that makes math a lot of fun as well, and they're getting a lot of review out of that because they also have to try to correct your quiz, which is always fun too. So we like to incorporate food sometimes. Cheerios are a fun one for us. We'll put in some Cheez-Its sometimes, and you can just do a lot of different things. For my young one, we'll do pattern work or counting. For my second grader, we'll actually do like skip counting. one Cheerio can equal 3 and count by threes, or we just use the Cheerios after he gets, you know, a few questions correct, or every question he gets correct, he gets a Cheerio. And, you know, we just make it fun with food sometimes too. I also like to give my kids measuring spoons and measuring cups and stuff like that for the bathtub. And then sometimes, you know, they just kind of make believe play with the water and all of that and measure things in the bathtub. So just having those hands-on items is always kind of fun. And sometimes they don't even realize that they are doing math. And it's just another way to kind of slip it in there if maybe you weren't able to make, for example, measuring that fun. Putting some measuring cups and spoons and stuff like that in the bathtub is always a good idea. Kind of to go along with the card game idea, I like to do review scavenger hunts. This does take a little bit more time on my part, but if you just kind of look back through some of the curriculum and you want to just kind of remind the kids of what their what they worked on that week, or maybe even the month, or maybe take an assessment, and like maybe the sit down assessment is just not for you guys. Take some of the problems on the assessment, write them on a big piece of paper. Yes, you'll have one problem for a paper, but like I said, almost like you can do this as a trail in your house, like I mentioned with the cards, or you can make a scavenger hunt out of it. So for example, the Good and the Beautiful has, I think we have 4 units in a year. I'm trying to think. So maybe we did this, you know, 3 or maybe not even that many times, but maybe they loved it and we did it more. I would have the time to plan ahead. But what I would do is write one of the problems on the piece of paper. And then as they go through that problem, they can open an envelope that's with it or turn it over and have instructions to the next place that you have the problem, the next review problem. And then they go to that place and then they do that problem. And then it directs them to go to a different place. So therefore, at the end, you would have however many problems you wanted them to review or that were on the assessment for that day. And at the end, they could have a prize. And it just makes it a little bit more fun and exciting when you realize, oh, we're taking a test or assessment and it's actually a fun scavenger hunt or a trail that will lead the kids to an actual prize or fun item at the end. So it could make things a little bit more fun having it as a scavenger hunt or a trail that leads to the end of, you know, a path. Something that I try not to do too many screens just because we already have so much of them happening in other areas. But one of the games that I like, now if your kids are really competitive, this may not be for you. I've had to relax on it a little as well because of that. But Kahoot is a really fun game type of and review type of app that I like to use. I really liked using it as a teacher. The kids just loved getting on there, and they have a question with up to 4 possible answers. They pick the answer and then wait and then see if they got it right. You know, you have to see if that's something that works for you, but it was an easy thing for a teacher to give to students, and the kids seem to really have a lot of fun with it. I might start incorporating it a little bit more here in my homeschool, but so far we're pretty good without having to have anything on screens. Another app that I do like, though, I like Starfall, and Khan Academy Kids has been nice for math for my son at his age level as well. And finally, I wanted to say that this using balls, or like this is a beach ball that has different math review on them, can actually be really fun. So this particular beach ball is on time. I have some that I have harder problems that I haven't given to my son yet because it's like 3rd grade and above type of work, but it's a much bigger beach ball and it has a lot more problems on it that are more not just about one concept, which is kind of cool. You can buy beach balls at the dollar store and write problems on them. The way that this works is you can toss the beach ball back and forth to each other. Whatever you know, I told him my right thumb, whatever my right thumb landed on, what you would have to say, or whatever their right thumb landed on, you would have to say what the problem and the answer to that problem is. So for example, this one, he would tell me that it was 5:30, and then we would go on, or 5:30. And you can use those for movement. Again, movement always makes things more fun. There are so many beach balls out there that already have some stuff. I think I got this one from Really Good Stuff. I think Lakeshore sells stuff like this. Again, though, you can make them up yourself. Your child can make up the problems, and you guys can find problems together. There's just a lot of different fun ways to bring in old, I shouldn't say old, but already reviewed math problems or facts. And these kind of things that I've mentioned today are very quick if you use them on a daily basis. For example, dice, you can do like 5 to 10 problems as a warm-up before you start your math. Cards, same thing, but then you can also use these things for a whole math lesson if you want, or a Fun Friday type of thing. Okay, you guys, there's probably so many more things that I'm going to think of after this video, and I'm going to wish I included them, but that is all I have come up with so far. If you guys have anything to add to any of those games or to touch on, or go ahead and put those in the comments below. If you guys liked this video, give me a thumbs up, and I hope to see you guys for the next one. Subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you. I do a lot of planner life stuff for moms that, or for this mom, that focus on intentional and productive planning so you guys can get the most out of your home and family. And I just wish you guys just an awesome, beautiful October and fall, and just to be present where we're at. I know that's something that I'm truly trying to do every moment of the day. It's a struggle, but I definitely just want to enjoy this fall. It is I don't know, I just think more and more as my kids get older how quickly the days go by and how we're always looking to the next thing. And my favorite season is here right now, so I just want to be present, and I just hope that all is going well for you all out there. And give me a comment below, introduce yourself if you're new here, and if not, say hello, because I haven't heard from you guys in a while. So I'll talk to you guys later.